Good morning. It is the 10th of July 2018. The time is now about 9 o'clock. Bit of a later start today, which is nice. Didn't have to get up until 8 o'clock. Once I got up at 8 o'clock, I just got up, got washed, and came down and had breakfast in the dining room, the pictures of which you've probably just seen. Yeah, I just had like a bread roll with butter, some orange juice and some black coffee, so that sat me up nicely. I'm now just waiting for my guide for today's half-day tour of the next location. Should be getting picked up at 9:15 to 9:45. That's the time I've been given, so within the next 45 minutes max. And then yeah, we're going on to do that, and then once I come back from doing the next location, I am probably going to take a taxi to the Hard Rock Cafe in downtown Lima, because I'm a big fan of the Hard Rock, so I always go whenever there is one, if I can. And then this evening I will be having a welcome meeting about 6 o'clock, and I should be meeting up with the rest of the group that I'm going to be with for the trek, so that's going to be interesting. Get to see them and get to know some people and get a general gist of what the trek is going to entail. Yeah, and then that's the plan for today, and then after the welcome meeting, just relaxing, and then depending on the flight time to Cusco tomorrow, just, you know, having an early night maybe, I don't know, it depends on the time. Okay, well what I will do is I will let you go now, and I will catch up with you when we're on location and once I've got picked up by the guide. Alright, see you in a bit, bye! To the next location. Very good journey so far. The transport that picked me up from the hotel was just a small minibus, and it took me to the transfer point at Huaca, which you've seen in the pictures before. It's interesting, the guide was telling me that Huaca it's 1500 to 2000 years old. It's older than the Incas, older than Machu Picchu, dates to around about the same time as the Paracas candelabra. It's made of mud bricks, and surprisingly it's still there to this day. We then got on this bus, and then we've gone through the districts of Miraflores, Barranco and Churrillos, which is the poor area, the slums, as you've seen in some of the pictures previously. We're just now on the way to Pachacamac, so I will catch up with you when we get there. Bye!
Representa el balance. Una idea de yin y yang, ¿no? Yin y yang. Sí. Balance. Male, female, sun, who can see the past, who can see the future. Right? Interpretation.
Okay, this is an original Inca piece of fabric. What's interesting is it was found in a Lima culture temple, and because of the timeline, the Lima culture and the Inca culture never met each other, never mixed, so it's interesting why it was found in Lima culture. This is a model of Pachacamac. This building here is the Sun Temple, that's the Inca building, we'll see that later. This building here is going to be the Lima culture building, and in this building here is Ishma building, where the door and the rod from earlier that you saw in pictures was found. There's four main cultures throughout Peru. You have the Lima culture first, then the Wari, then the Ishma, then the Inca. So as you can see, as I explained, the reason why the Inca and the Lima culture never mixed was because of the timeline. But this is a model of Pachacamac, and we'll be seeing much of this later. Bye.
Papagnan del Camino Inca.
Part of the Inca
So
Trail.
we're in the middle of Inca Road, right? This is Inca Road, yeah? Right on the left side. Archaeologists name North and South Street. Los arqueólogos le llaman la calle norte-sur, yeah? Por esa
Here you can see some bones which prove it was a cemetery area, and the guide was just saying that you can't actually carbon date the bones here if you're an archaeologist, because it is contaminated. Because it's above the ground, it's contaminated with the 21st century CO2, so carbon dioxide, so it would give a false reading. Very interesting.
contrast, clearly, right? Green,
I know there's no hill there.
So the guide was just explaining that when German archaeologist Max Uhle excavated here at the Temple del Sol, the Sun Temple, he found bodies of 80 female figures that appeared to have been sacrificed. He said that the guide said that they were usually sacrificed by a sort of garroting method, except they would have like a big knot here as well, because when he excavated them, when the mummies, he found that on a lot of the bodies, pretty much all of them, this part of the neck was damaged, so that's why they think a knot. The guide was also saying another reason why the ladies were sacrificed was because this part of the Peruvian coast, they are susceptible to something called El Nino, a weather phenomenon where the hot water will replace the cold water, and as a result all the resources, the fish that they lived on, the fish like cool water, so when the warm water came in, the fish leave for the cold water, so there was no resources, so then they had to sacrifice the community, starting with the women, and that's why the Pachacamac culture soon died out, because of this El Nino. Very interesting way of sacrificing, and interesting about the El Nino. Alright, see you in a bit, bye. I was just explaining about the walls. You've got this wall here, which goes all the way up there, and then turn right here, and this protected the Temple del Sol behind me, this building where they found the door and the rod from earlier, goes all the way up to about here, just in the centre, and then it goes off to the right. This protects these three main buildings. Then there's another wall just here by the House of the Chosen Women, and then goes off there, and then there's a third outer wall which you saw earlier with a gap in the door, somewhere by the road up there. Interesting. Three different cultures of buildings. We have Lima over here, just in the middle. Then you have Ishma, but apparently there's Wari foundations, and then the Temple del Sol up there is Inca, where we just were. You might be able to see actually, so the lines here in the centre of the screen, that's Wari, and then up here is Ishma, so they used other culture to overlay each other. This is the bus. It looks like we're going to be starting to head back to Lima. Alright, see you when I get back to the hotel. Bye!
This is part of the West Street, remember, yeah? It's part de la calle West.
Part of the West Street. We saw North Street earlier, which was the Inca Trail, and then this is West Street. The picture you just saw with the column, the row of what looks like square column things. Used to, and that was the pilgrim where the pilgrims used to stay. Those were bases for pillars which used to support the roof. It was called Pilgrim's Hall.
I suspected that. Aina Sun. That's me, Aina.
Right, hi guys, the time is about 9:15. Had the welcome meeting with the rest of the group. There's going to be 15 of us in total, so it's nice that there's a big group, because when I was doing the forum bit I didn't know whether I was going to be by myself or not, so it's going to be interesting getting to know these 15 people. As a result of this forum thing and the group, I am sharing a room with a lovely gentleman called Gregory from Toronto.
Hi.
We're going to go on to Cusco tomorrow, where we've got a flight at 9:50 in the morning. We're actually leaving the hotel tomorrow morning at 6:30, 6:40, so an early start. We're going to be getting up about 5:15. Once we get to Cusco, we're going to have a free day in Cusco to relax, maybe have a kip, acclimatise, or go on and do museum. I myself might go on and do the Coricancha or the Machu Picchu Museum. Once we do that in the evening, then we'll probably meet back up as a group and have an evening meal. Anyway, we're going to hit the sack now, I think, because we've got an early start tomorrow. It's been a very interesting day for myself with going to Pachacamek and the huge site that you saw earlier. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Alright, see you tomorrow. Bye.